Hey, James, welcome back to the channel. So glad you are here. Today we're going to cover something a little different. This is from the article is called The 20 Best Stadiums in College Football, according to CFBSelect. So let me kind of scoot over a little bit because I have the screenshots of each of them. So they got Boise State at 20. I like this whole Smurf turf and everything, but the problem with Boise State Stadium is it's really disjointed. Like, you can tell the different areas that, like, when they did a renovation, it doesn't match. Of course, the other problem I have with this list is really the larger stadiums. You can't compare a 25,000 capacity Utah State stadium to a 90,000 capacity Georgia stadium. I just think that's crazy. That's why I split up my list. But hey, speaking of Georgia, they got Georgia at 19. I have to agree that Georgia needs to be on this list. It should be higher. It's very modern looking, and I love the fact that they have the one end zone with the scoreboard. It was actually open and available to walk on that plaza during normal business hours. So I thought that was really cool. Number 18, Penn State. I don't like Penn State. I don't like their stadium. I do like the fact that they're going to renovate it, and that's really good. So Nebraska at 17. I've seen that one in person. That one should be much higher. This is the perfect blend of brick and glass and concrete that I've ever seen. And the side that faces the campus is even better than the side that faces the main road. So Oregon at 16. Yeah, it's a good stadium. I just haven't seen it in person yet. And it's one of those stadiums where the one side with the club and suites is much better than the other. So I have a feeling, looking at this list, that this is based upon, I think, the atmosphere, I think the loudness of the stadium. I wish they would have stated what their criteria are a little bit better. Texas at 15, I'd agree. I've been there. It's a beautiful stadium, except for the side that doesn't face the highway. It's kind of plain looking, but I love how they put the Longhorn inside of the seats. Clemson at 14, yes, I've been there as well, and it is a gorgeous stadium. Unfortunately, the side that faces there's an actual graveyard next to the stadium, and that side is kind of plain looking, but the majority of the stadium looks really good. And I love how they have Clemson and Tigers in the upper decks on both sides. One side says Clemson, the other side says Tigers. That's really cool. Vatek at 13. The only reason I think this is on this list is because of how loud it is, especially during the entrance. Notre Dame at 12. They've obviously spent a lot of money to fix their stadium up. It looks really good. I get it. Tennessee at 11. Thank God I get to go next month and see this for myself. I know they've put a lot of money into it, and from the pictures it looks good. I can't wait to go see it in person. Florida at 10. I would say absolutely yes. The side that doesn't face the road, though, is kind of bland looking, but I give them credit because at least they use part of the stadium for academics. USC at 9. I love the renovations that they did. They've added a lot of chairback seats, and they added a lot of club and suite as well. A&M at 8. I think this should be higher. Kyle Field is amazing. And they just added more suites to their stadium. So Ohio State at 7, I think that's too high. I wish they would do something to add some brick to the outside of it. It's just kind of plain looking. Now the inside is incredible. The atmosphere, having over 100,000 fans. That's amazing. Michigan at 6, I can understand that. I mean, they spent a lot of money, a lot of brick, a lot of glass. Looks fantastic. LSU at number 5. I've been there. It looks fantastic, at least the side from the road. Once again, the other side, when you walk around, not so much. But there's so much history there with all the statues and plaques. And, I mean, they've got a long history of good college football there. And I love how they celebrate that at LSU. That's really good. Florida State at 4. If you love brick stadiums as much as I do, you understand why I think this, in fact, should be higher. Sorry. I've been up since 4:30. I honestly, I mean, with their statue out front, and I love how they use part of the stadium, at least the extensions, for other purposes. I think that's really cool. I don't know why Wisconsin's number 3 on their list. It's a good-looking stadium, but it's not better than any of these in their top 10. It's not better than Florida State. It's not better than LSU. It's not better than Michigan. It's not better than Ohio State. It's not better than A&M. Well, I actually would put Wisconsin ahead of Ohio State, but I wouldn't put it ahead of A&M, USC, or Florida. Like I said, I think this list is based on how loud it gets. If that's the case, yeah, Wisconsin's going to be up there. Washington at number 2. I love the canopy sections that extend out on both sides. I love the new area for the coaches' offices on the one end zone. I love the fact that you can go sailgating like they do at, well, I think they did it at Washington a lot longer than they did before at Baylor. But the same concept. It's really cool. Yeah, if you're going to base it on how loud it gets, Washington deserves to be up there. If you're going to base it on how the stadium looks, not so much. And they got the Rose Bowl at number 1, which I don't understand, because when UCLA has home games, they have to tarp off parts of some of the seats. So it doesn't get loud there except during the Rose Bowl. Yeah, historically it's a great stadium, but is it better than Florida State or LSU or Michigan or Ohio State or A&M or USC or Florida? The answer is no. And why the heck isn't Alabama on this list? To me, the best large stadium that I've ever seen is Alabama, and I had Nebraska at 2 and Florida State at 3. Alabama, Nebraska, and Florida State are all better than the Rose Bowl. So, but it's not my list. I have criteria that I judge stadiums by, and parking, concessions, the overall look of the stadium, seats. You have a lot of chairbacks. Heck, I haven't seen Louisville in person. Hopefully I will next month. But Louisville is one of the few that has all chairbacks in their stadium. And that's huge. And that's, quite honestly, that's the big trend in college football. So anyway, if you are new, please hit like and subscribe. I do want to thank you for watching. Like I said, stay tuned next month when I go for my wife and I go to Tennessee. I think that's going to be really good. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.